Hi guys, my name is Pradyumna Vikrankar. Firstly, big thank you to the juries that recognized my work. What makes me much more happy is that a policy-driven project is being recognized on a greater platform, and also big congratulations to all the fellow participants of the competition. Talking about myself, I am from a city named Aurangabad from central Maharashtra in India. I did my bachelor's in architecture from Rachna Sansad's Academy of Architecture in Mumbai, and currently I'm pursuing masters in advanced ecological buildings and biocities from IAC Barcelona. And at the moment, I am in Valdora, which is a branch of IAC in Barcelona itself, where we have a holistic experience of sustainable living. Coming to the project, I won't speak much about the design, but something which is not spoken about is how I actually came down to this topic. So, usually, thesis is a final year project in many schools of architecture. But I think subconsciously my topic started in second year itself when my batch documented a tribal village named Doyapada in the Palghar district. That is when, in true sense, I was exposed to what a sustainable living is. And eventually, all my projects throughout my junior batches of architecture were inclined with these ecological and sustainable aspects, not in whole sense, but in bits and pieces, we can say. And then in fourth year, when I did my internship, a 6 month internship with Design Jatra, uh, I had a very solid mentorship by architect Pratik Dhanmer, architect Shardul Patil, and architect Vinita Kaur. They were the three pioneers of, I think, imbibing that sense of maturity to how these things actually work in a true, real sense. And I experienced certain things living in a tribal village for those 6 months, and then eventually in my final year I came down to this topic. So till my final year I was just going through these dots, and my final year I think was just connecting these dots which I've been through since my junior batches. And then the thesis project was just a culmination of these dots, and then the intervention which I proposed in a case that I chose near my hometown itself. And these interventions have helped me back the second position in this competition. But my advice is to the upcoming participants is that I think this should not be the driving factor of you participating in the competitions, because the first step of winning in these competitions is that your work is being seen by some great names in the architecture fraternity, and directly or indirectly you are being connected with these people, and I think that's the first step of winning. uh, One more piece of advice I think is that there is a misconception when it comes to competitions that having some realistic renders, these Lumion outputs, twin motion outputs, and many such 3D softwares uh, puts you in a great stand that you are going to go high in this competition. But I think it is the biggest myth in competition, because as far as your design and ideologies are being conveyed in whichever form, even in only two-dimensional drawings, of course three-dimensional drawings helps the end user to understand much better, but we should not forget that architects know how to read drawings. So this is a big misconception that you must have renders. So if you don't have, you don't have. So that's one another advice for the upcoming participants in the competition. And as I mentioned earlier, that the biggest benefit that one can have from these type of competition, or any design competition for that matter, is that a student's work is being conveyed to and being seen by these jury members which have done great work in the architecture fraternity. And one more benefit I feel is that a student sees another student's work from a student point of view. So it's a student circle that runs around, and that I think is a different holistic learning experience in itself. And finally, a big thanks to Mango Architecture for organizing this event. I came across Mango 2 years back when my senior batches were participating in the thesis competitions, and then eventually I participated. For students, it's a great forum to participate because of the huge and diverse panel of jury that Mango has. Uh, and I think one thing I would like to mention is that it's a bit off topic, I think, but uh, they had mailed back when I had enrolled for the competition that please wait for 48 hours until we give you the unique code. I think it's a small thing, but the clarity they had in giving out their instructions was something that a student would always want, because usually after payments students panic. So it wasn't a panic situation at all. So thank you for that too. A small thing, but a big thing. And yeah, that's all from my side. Cheers.